Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttapada Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvidam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvidam Namo Vishnu Padhaya Krishna Preshaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradhayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Dushe Namaha Panchatatvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosude Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripa Tamaham Vande Shri Gurun Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Ishwaram Harihi Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, thank you all very much for joining in for our second session on perfect questions, perfect answers, the questions asked by Mr. Bob Cohen to His Divine Grace, Abhay Charanaravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. We completed chapter 1. Today we're going to start with chapter 2, which is entitled Vedic Culture or Varnashrama Dharma. This was written by Srila Prabhupada on February 28, 1972. That means when this question answer session happened, then somebody documented it, right? With the transcription that is done. And then, it gets published like that. So in this way, this entire book, Perfect Questions, Perfect Answers, is the conversation between Mr. Bob Cohen asking questions and Srila Prabhupada giving the answers to these wonderful questions, right? All right. So chapter number 2, Vedic Culture, Varnashrama Dharma. And this was as of February 28, 1972. This was the date on which the questions were asked, I believe. That's my understanding. Okay. So let's identify who wants to read. Okay, one can be Bob, one can be Prabhupada, and I believe there is also Shamasundar coming in between, saying something very, very rare. Okay. Oh yeah, Shamasundar Prabhu is just having 2-3 lines in the last. All right. So, okay, we have 3 participants. Okay, Leela Nandini Mataji can be Bob, and then Jyotsna Tiwari Mataji can be Prabhupada, and Sridhar Prabhu can be Shamasundar Prabhu. Yeah. Okay, Shobha Mai Mataji is also raised her hand. Okay, so let's do one thing. Leela Nandini Mataji can be Bob, and Jyotsna Mataji can be Prabhupada. And then after half of the session, then we will ask Sridhar Prabhu to be Bob Cohen, and then Shobha Mai Mataji can be Prabhupada. All right. Yes, go ahead, Matajis.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
I have Varnashrama Dhamma. Okay. Chapter 2. I have asked devotees about how they feel towards sex in their relations, and I see the way they feel, but I can't see myself acting the same way. See, I will be getting married at the end of this summer.
Hmm.
I will be getting married at the end of this summer, in September or August, when I return to America. And the devotees say that the householders only have sex to conceive a child, and I cannot picture myself at all in such a position. And what kind of sex life can one lead, living in the material world?
The Vedic principle is that one should avoid sex life altogether. The whole Vedic principle is to get liberation from material bondage. There are different attachments for material enjoyment, of which sex life is the topmost enjoyment. The Bhagavatam says that this material world, pumsastriya mithuni bhavam etam, man is attached to woman and woman is attached to man. Not only in human society, in animal society also. That attachment is the basic principle of material life. So, a woman is hankering or seeking after the association of a man, and a man is hankering or seeking for the association of a woman. All the fiction, novels, dramas, cinemas, and even ordinary advertisements that you see simply depict the attachment between man and woman. Even in the tailor shop, you will find in the window some woman and some man. Pravartre esa bhutanam nivrittistu mahapalam. So this attachment is already there.
Attachment between man and woman?
Man and woman. So if you want to get liberation from this material world, then the attachment should be reduced to nil. Otherwise, simply further attachment, you will have to take rebirth either as a human being or as a demigod or as an animal or as a serpent, as a bird, as a beast. You will have to take this birth. So, this basic principle of increasing attachment is not our business, although it is the general tendency. Graha Kshetra Sutta, home, land, sons. But if one can reduce and stop it, that is first class. Therefore, our Vedic system is to first of all train a boy as a brahmachari, no sex life. The Vedic principle is to reduce attachment, not to increase it. Therefore, the whole system is called Varnashram Dharma. The Indian systems call for Varna and Ashram, four social orders and four spiritual orders. Brahmacharya, that is celibate student life, Grahastha, that is married life, Vanaprastha, retired life, and Sannyasa, renounced life. These are the spiritual orders. And the social orders consists of Brahmanas, intellectuals, Kshatriyas, that is administrators, Vaishyas, the merchants and farmers, and the Sudras, the ordinary workers. So, under this system, the regulative principles are so nice that even if one has a tendency to enjoy material life, he is so nicely molded that at last he achieves liberation and goes back home, back to Godhead. This is the process. So, sex life is not required. But because we are attached to it, therefore, there are some regulatory principles under which it is maintained. Chanting starts somewhere in the background with exotic mridanga drum beats amidst laughing and the loud blowing of horn. It
Hare
is
Krishna.
said
Thank
in
you,
tune of
Mataji.
Hare
Very good.
Krishna.
Yeah,
Hari.
so Prabhupada is making a very beautiful point here. What is Prabhupada saying? Even if one has the tendency to enjoy material life, one can mold that in such a way that he can achieve liberation and go back home, back to Godhead. In Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada uses the term dovetail, right? If we like to sing a song, Haribol, nice to see Vijayalakshmi Mataji. Haribol, thank you for joining in. So, what was I saying? Yeah. So to enjoy material life has been so ingrained in ourselves that we always want to enjoy, right? So if we enjoy singing, then we dovetail that propensity in service of the Lord by singing Krishna bhajans. If we like dancing, we're going to sing, we're going to dance the pastimes of the Lord. Very, very beautiful Odissi dances are there, where Dashavatar Stotra and all the wonderful dances are depicted, right? For the pleasure of the Lord, like that. Right? And if we like to eat nice, wonderful foodstuffs, then what do? We offer nice bhoga to the Lord, and then we honor Krishna Prasadam. So in this way, whatever we like to do, we are going to enjoy Krishna Prasadam, the mercy of the Lord. If you are going to directly eat, the foodstuffs that is prepared for our own sense gratification, then we are actually eating sin. But the moment we offer it to the Lord, and then the Lord very kindly gives us back the prasadam or Krishna's mercy, right? We sing this beautiful song. What is this? What is that? Mahaprasade Govinde Nama Brahmani Vaishnave Swalpa Punya Vatam Rajan Vishwaso Naiva Jayate Sharira Avidya Jal, right? This body is full of avidya, ignorance. Sharira Avidya Jal Jodendriya Tahekal. Right? It is very difficult to control the senses, and the most important sense that is most difficult to control is the tongue. Right? Jyotendriya Tahekal Jiva Fele Vishay Sagare Tara Madhya Jivati Lobomai Sudurmati Take Jeta Katina Samsari. This tongue, when misutilized, has the capacity to ensure that we circulate in this material world life after life after life. Right? So the Lord is so merciful. What has the Lord done? Krishna Bada Doyamoy. Kori Baro Jiva Jai. Swa Prasad Anna Dilo Bai. In order to satisfy our tongue, right? Krishna has very nicely given us Krishna Prasadam, so that we not only satisfy our tongue, but also we purify our own existence by having this Krishna Prasadam. Right? Swa Prasad Anna Dilo Bai. Say Anamrita Pao, Radha Krishna Gunagao. Preme Dako Shri Chaitanya Nitai. So with all love and affection and devotion for the Lord, singing the names of Nitai, Gauranga, Hari, Hari Bol, like that, we honor this Krishna Prasadam. And what are we doing? We are, of course, enjoying the taste of the prasadam also. It is not that, this is, I should not enjoy, so I'm not going to enjoy the taste of the food, right? When we put the food in the tongue, when it is prasadam also, it gives a very nice taste. So automatically we are enjoying, but we are enjoying Krishna Prasadam. We are dovetailing our propensities to enjoy along with the Lord. In the Lord's enjoyment, having the Lord's prasadam, we are enjoying. So that is the right kind of enjoyment. So nobody is saying we should not enjoy. We should not be happy, because we are all parts and parcels of the Lord. And the Lord is Satchit Ananda. We are minuscule Satchit Ananda. We also want to be happy all the time. We do so many things to be happy. But if we know what are the right things that can actually make us happy, then we are in the right process, right? And that can be done only in the human form of life, like that. Okay, so let me share my screen, and then let's have two new devotees. Okay, Leela, okay, Sridhar Prabhu can be Prabhupada, and Rishabhanu Kanya Mataji, you can be Bob Cohen. Yeah, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Dandot Pranam Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Dandot.
It is said that in Srimad Bhagavatam that
Pumshastriya mituni bhavametam tayor mito hridaya granti mahuhu ato griha kshetra janasya mohoyam aham mameti.
Hare Krishna. This sex life is the basic principle of material life attachment for man and or woman. And when they are united, when a man and woman are united, that attachment becomes increased. And that increased attachment will induce one to accumulate graha, a home, kshetra, land, sudha, children, apta, friendship or society, and vita. The vita means money. In this way, Griha Kshetra Sulpa Vita, he becomes entangled. Janyasya Moha Yam. This is the illusion. And by this illusion, he thinks, Aham Mameti. I am this body. I am anything in relationship with this body is mine.
Yeah. So here, what is Prabhupada saying, right? Prabhupada is quoting the Bhagavatam verse, which is talking about how it all starts. It all starts between a man and a woman, attraction, right? When they come together, when the motto or the motive behind their coming together is sense gratification, then what happens? They have children. First, they buy a home, and then what happens? There is a social circle. Then they get money. They need money in order to pay for the loans that they've taken in order to buy a home, right? In order to live luxuriously. So in this way, what happens? The attachment keeps on increasing. Griha kshetra sutapta vittai. It becomes more and more entangled in the material nature. And then what happens? Janasya mohoyam. This is illusion, because he's thinking this is going to give me happiness. Is it going to give happiness? No, it is going to entangle him more and more in material existence. And how can such entanglement give happiness? So it's not possible. And because of this illusion, what does he think? Aham mameti. This is mine. This is mine. Whatever is really in relation to this body is mine. This is my father. This is my mother. This is my husband. This is my wife. These are my children. This is my society. This is my country. right? In this way, we try to acquire for our society, for our family, for my own sense gratification. And in this way, we think we will get pleasure, but that such pleasure is always elusive. Just like a donkey is running, the carrot is here, so the donkey keeps running to catch the carrot, but because it is tied to his forehead, what happens the moment the donkey runs, the carrot is never reachable by the donkey, but he thinks, oh, now I will reach it, now I will reach it, now I will catch it. So that is the kind of pleasure that we get in this material world. We think, oh, I am frustrated now, but next time when I try, I will be able to get pleasure. Oh, I am frustrated now, let me try the next time, let me try the next time. That is what it said, punah punas charvita charvananam. Right? When there is a nice sugar cane, right? When we make the first time, then the sugar cane gives very nice juice. But after 5-6 glasses of the entire sugar cane, you keep, trying to get juice. What will you get? You will not get anything. So that is the frustration that is caused because we want to enjoy. We want to enjoy independent of the Lord. And that is causing so much of frustration. Aham mameti can never lead to bliss. Aham mameti will always lead to frustration. Okay, so let's continue now. So who's Bob?
Yes, me na Mataji.
Yes, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Dandavat Pranam. What is that again?
Hare Krishna. This attachment increases. The material attachment involves thinking, I am this body, and because I have this body in a particular place, that is my country, and that is going on. I am American, I am Indian, I am German, I am this, I am that. This body, this is my country. I should sacrifice everything for my country and society. So in this way, the illusion increases. And under this illusion, when he dies, he gets another body. That may be a superior body or inferior body, according to his karma. So if he gets a superior body, then that is also an entanglement. Even if he goes to the heavenly planet, but if he becomes a cat or dog, then his life is lost. Or a tree, there is a chance of it. So this science is not known in the world. How the soul transmigrating from one body to another, and how he is being entrapped in different types of bodies. This science is unknown. Therefore, when Arjuna was speaking, if I kill my brother, if I kill my grandfather, or the other side, he was simply thinking on the basis of the bodily concept of life. But when his problem could not be solved, he surrendered to Krishna and accepted him as a spiritual master. And when Krishna became his spiritual master, he chatisted Arjuna in the beginning. Ashochan
and Ashochastvam Pragyavadavashase
Gadasam
Nanu Shochanti
Pantita. You are talking like a learned man, but you are a full number one, because you are talking about the bodily concept of life. So the sex life is increased bodily concept of life. Therefore, the whole process is to reduce it to nil.
Okay, Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you. Okay, so here Prabhupada is making 2-3 very, very important points. Right? One is aham mameti. Prabhupada is explaining aham mameti. This is, I am an American, I am an Indian, I am a German. Like that, we are attaching ourselves to the country that we belong to, or the country where we have been born, or the home that we are, or the parents whom we are born to. In this way, what happens? Illusion increases. Why? Because we are attaching everything that's related to the body to be related to us eternally. That is illusion. Because we know that whenever a jiva is born, or whenever a person gets a body, then there is an expiry date already attached. Just like when we go and buy sugar from the shop, the sugar has an expiry date, right? At this time, after this, it will expire, right? Similarly, all of our material bodies have already got an expiry date, only that it is not written, or even if it is written, we are not able to see it. We don't know when the expiry date will happen, right? That is why Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajatyanta kalevaram tam tam evaiti kaunteya sadatad bhava bhavitah. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam. Whatever state of mind you think at the time of death, that state you will attain without fail, right? And Acharyas explain what is the state that we will acquire at the time of death. We will acquire that state, whatever we have been thinking throughout our life, right? We cannot suddenly think of Krishna, right? Some people say, right, ये उम्र है क्या भक्ति करने का, right? अभी तो ऐश करो. Once you cross 50, 60, retirement के बाद, then we will do bhakti, right? Who knows whether we will live till 50 or 60, right? And when, generally, what is it? Like till 25, you study and then you get a job, right? So the learning process is until a particular time when your brain has the capacity to study. Because as we grow old, we cannot see properly, we cannot hear properly, we cannot read properly. So at that time, what will we manage to study in spiritual activities, right? Even material things we are not able to do properly. And how will we be able to do spiritual things properly, isn't it? That's why Prahlad Maharaj says, Kaumaram Acharet Prajna. Right? From the very childhood, we need to practice Krishna consciousness. And when we do that, when we remember Krishna at every instance, whether it is a moment of happiness, whether it is a moment of distress, because we know that it is all subject to change. This too shall pass, right? So we're neither getting attached too much to happiness, nor are we getting too much attached to distress. And in all situations, we are grateful to the Lord. Then at the time of death, because we've remembered the Lord and we are grateful to the Lord at every instance in our life, that we are able to remember the Lord at the time of death, right? So that is what it is. And then yam vapi smaran bhavam. What will we think? Antakalicha mamiva smaran muktva kalevram ya prayati samadbhavam yati nati atra samshayaha. Right? If you are thinking of me at the time of death, Krishna says you will come back to me. But how will we be able to remember Krishna at the time of death? When we remember Krishna throughout our life in situations of happiness and distress. And then Prabhupada is making a point here about karma. Right? Suppose we have not perfected our life, right? So we're not going back home, back to Godhead. So are we? So there are three possibilities. One is we go to the, if you've done many pious activities, we've got many pious credits. When we go to the heavenly planets, right? But Krishna says, "A Brahma Bhuvana Loka Punar Avartino Arjuna." Right? Even if we have a lot of pious credits, we may be eligible to go to the heavenly planets and enjoy there, right? With apsaras, we can sing and dance and make merry. But once we exhaust our pious credits, what are we going to do? We are going to come back to this earthly planet. We come back to this earthly planet, again we create our karmas, right? It is only in the bhumi, right? This is our karma bhumi. That's why we say it's karma bhumi. Why? Because we create our karmas here. Either we go to the heavenly planets or we go to the hellish planets, we are only exhausting our karma. And then when our sinful activities, we get enough punishment, again we come to the Bhuloka. That time we don't know whether we'll get a human form of life, especially when we're coming from the hellish planets. Maybe we'll get an animal form, and then slowly we evolve in that 8.4 million species. Finally, we get a human body. And even if we go to the higher heavenly planets, right, Indraloka or Brahmaloka, then what happens? We exhaust our credits, we will be again born as human beings in this material world. And then again, what happens? Again, we are going to perform our karma, and then we are going to be rotating here, right? Brahma Gunloka Punar Avartino. Again and again, we come back to this material world. Again, we go to the heavenly planets, or we go to the hellish planets, and then we are again and again circling here in the material world. Right? Maam upetya tu punarjanma dukkhalayam ashashvatam. And this world is stamped by the Lord as dukkhalayam, as a place where there is going to be distress. So we can neither be happy here, but because we are transmigrating from one body to another within this bhur bhuva swaha, and what happens? Again and again, we are getting more and more entangled in this complexity of material nature. And then Prabhupada talks about how this problem can be solved. This problem can be solved when we approach a bona fide spiritual master, understand from the bona fide spiritual master what is the way by which we can get over this aham mameti and work for the pleasure of the Lord. Tadvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. When we approach a bona fide spiritual master, we should be prepared to learn. You should not go to a bona fide spiritual master expecting to be appreciated for whatever we have done. Right? That is not a spiritual master. Spiritual master means heavy. Guru means heavy. That means he will clearly cut all of our material attachments. And then Prabhupada quotes Bhagavad Gita verse Asochan and the Sochastvam Prajnavadam se bhashase gatasun agatasuncha nanu shochanti panditaha. Arjuna is like a via media for Krishna's Bhagavad Gita to be delivered to conditioned souls like us. So indirectly, like we were describing the other day also, like a mother-in-law, when she used to teach the daughter-in-law, she does not tell the daughter-in-law immediately, like directly. Right? What does she do? She teaches her daughter. And in this way, the daughter-in-law understands, oh, I did this mistake. Right? This is how she learns. So similarly, the Lord Sri Krishna has chosen his pure devotee Arjuna to actually teach all of us conditioned souls a lesson, right? That we are thinking we are very learned, right? At 60 years mein main bhakti karungi, right? Tab tak main enjoy karungi, right? We can't enjoy even one morsel. We cannot enjoy without the sanction of the Supreme Lord, right? We put a morsel in the mouth, and then we need the Lord's blessing in terms of the Jataragni. Then only it gets digested. Otherwise, we cannot eat, we constipated, or we have loose motion, whatever. So it causes so much of distress, right? So we think that we are so learned, we are so intelligent that we can plan our life in such a way, but we cannot plan, right? Nothing is in our hands, isn't it? So here, Prabhupada, Krishna is saying, actually Prabhupada is giving the translation here, that Krishna is telling Arjuna, you are fool number one. Why? Because Arjuna was speaking learned words, saying, I don't want to fight because they are all my relatives, right? They are all my relatives, and various reasons he gives, right? He tells that if all of my relatives die, and even if I get the entire kingdom, then whom will I show off my kingdom to? Like that, he is giving various reasons why he will not fight. And then he also says, oh, I will incur sinful reactions because I'm killing even my guru, etc. And then Krishna tells, right, dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. Whatever the Lord says, that is only dharma. We cannot concoct our own version of dharma and then do that. That will not be of any use here. Yeah. So that is why Krishna actually tells Arjuna, I have already killed all of them because they are all adharmis. I've killed all of them. So now you nimitta matram bhavasabhya sachin. Now just become an instrument and carry out my will. That is all. Even we have to do that only. Right? Arjuna attained perfection. Right? And the last, when Krishna tells Arjuna, now you do whatever you like. And what did Arjuna say? Whatever you told, whatever you directed, I will act according to that. So we should also come to that conclusion that whatever is given to me by my spiritual master is non-different from what Krishna wants me to do. And if I follow those instructions of my spiritual master with the mood of, or with the attitude of pleasing my spiritual master, if my spiritual master is pleased, then Krishna is pleased, right? Because at our condition stage, we don't know what Krishna likes, what Krishna wants, right? But by simply satisfying our spiritual master, we'll be able to please Lord Sri Krishna, like that. Okay, so next, who wants to read? Two people can volunteer to be, okay, or okay, Rituparna Mataji, okay, you be Bob, and Deepak Rustagi Prabhu, you can be Prabhupada. Yeah, go ahead, Mataji.
Hare
To
Krishna
reduce it,
Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare
To
Krishna.
reduce it over the stages of our life,
Deepak Prabhu, you
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, reduce it. A boy is trained as a student up to 25 years, restricting sex life, brahmachari. So some of the boys remain neshtika brahmachari, celibate for life, because they are given education and they become fully conversant with spiritual knowledge. They don't want to marry. That is also restricted. He cannot have sex life without being married. Therefore, in human society, there is marriage, not in animal society. But people are gradually descending from human society to animal society. They are forgetting marriage. That is also that
Predicted.
they are forgetting marriage. That is also predicted in the Shastras. Damapatya Viruchira
Dampatye abhiruchir hetuhu.
Hitu in Kali Yuga, the present age of quarrel. Eventually, there will be no marriage. Performances, the boy and the girl will simply agree to live together, and their relationship will exist on sexual power. If the man or the woman is deficient in sex life, then there is divorce. So, for this philosophy, there are many Western philosophers like Freud and others who have written so many books. But according to Vedic culture, we are interested in sex only for begetting children. That's all. Not to study the psychology of sex life. There is already natural psychology for that. Even if one does not read any philosophy, he is sexually inclined. Nobody is taught it in the school and colleges. Everyone already knows how to do it, he laughs. That is the general tendency. But education should be given to stop it. That is real education. There is a long pause filled with the sound of bicycle horns, children playing, and throngs of people calling to one another.
Presently in America, there is a radical concept.
Well, in America, there are so many things that require reformation, and this Krishna consciousness movement will bring that. I went to your country and saw that the boys and girls were living like friends. So I said to my students, who cannot live together as friends? You must get it yourself married.
Many people see that even marriage is not sacred. So they find no desire to marry because people get married and if things are not proper, they get a divorce so very easily
Yes, that also.
that some people feel that to get married is not meaningful.
No, their idea is that marriage is for legalized prostitution. They think like that, but that is not marriage. Even that Christian paper, what is that? Watch.
What's that?
Watch over. It has it has criticized that one priest has all
Loud.
No.
marriage between two men, homosexuality. So these things are all going on. They make it purely for prostitution. That's all. So therefore, people are thinking, what is the use of keeping a regular prostitute at such heavy expenditure? Better not to have this.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
You,
Thank you.
you.
Thank you. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So here, very, very beautiful point Prabhupada is making here, right? I was hearing one of the devotees classes, we were saying, in Kali Yuga, there is, it is said, love at first sight and divorce at first fight, right? Why does it happen like that? Because there is no compromise. Nobody wants to come together to compromise or for the betterment of the other. I think it's always Radhanath Swami Maharaj was mentioning, when one man and one woman come together, and they keep Lord Krishna in the center, they actually become 11, right? They become an army actually to serve Srila Prabhupada. But if each person comes, if a man comes to exploit the woman, or if the woman comes to exploit the man, or even when the man comes in this sacred institution of marriage, feeling himself half, I'm going to get completed by this marriage, then also it doesn't work, right? When each two complete individuals who are devotees of the Lord, they come together to serve the Lord, then only it works well. Right? Because if one person is half and the other person is half, it does not work like that. Because each person has their own way of doing things, right? Two people definitely have their own mind of how to do certain things, etc. So as long as they don't have Krishna in the center, right, then there is bound to be conflicts. There is bound to be conflicts, even between husband, wife, and when children are there, there are bound to be more and more opinions of how that can all be done. Like as well as Radhanath Maharaj was giving an example, when somebody throws a stone on the river, 10 people are throwing stones on different points on the river, it's going to create ripples, it's going to create conflicts like that in a family also. But if all the 10 people are throwing stones on the same center, then although there are many circles, they're all concentric, there are no ripples. Similarly, when 10 different people in the family, right, they all have different ways of serving the Lord. One may sing for the Lord, one may do arati, one may do one may make garlands for the Lord, one may make nice boga offering for the Lord. Like this, when everybody have Krishna centered, then there is no conflict. Each one wants to please the Lord, and they do their own things to please the Lord. They don't fight amongst small things, because their intention is not to to maintain supremacy over the other person, but to please the Lord. So that's what is mentioned here, right? And Prabhupada is also talking about how in the Western world, boyfriend-girlfriend relationship is also very, very common in India also now, right? Because people don't want to commit to a relationship where they have to be after the initial period of honeymoon, which is there. Then there is so much of compromise that has to be done, where each one has to give up their own false ego, and in this way only the family life can run well, right? But if you're not able to do that, at least what I can say is, even if there are conflicts, the conflicts get easily resolved because we have Krishna in the center, right? Because we approach in case of a conflict that is not solvable in the house, then we approach our spiritual master or our senior, and whatever they say, both of us are willing to follow. So in that way, even if it cannot be resolved amongst the two of them, it gets resolved because we follow a common authority. We accept that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We accept the spiritual master as representative of Krishna. So in this way, when two people come together and have Krishna in the center of all that they do, all that they discuss, then everything will work out smoothly. Otherwise, there can be increased and more conflicts. Yeah. Okay. Shamasundar and Prabhupada. Who was reading? Okay, fine. We can have Navkishori Mataji and Shobha Mai Mataji. Okay, we are coming to the end of the chapter. Maybe we can continue the next chapter also. We have about 5 minutes, or we can do Harinam Sankirtan. Yeah. So Shama Sundar, Shobha Mai Mataji can be Shama Sundar Prabhu. And where is, okay, I'll be Prabhupada. Because I don't see the other hand is vanished now.
Mataji, I was.
Yeah, Navkishori Mataji. Yes,
Okay.
yes. Okay,
Yes, Mata.
Navkishori Mataji can be Prabhupada. Yes, Sham Sundar Prabhu, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. You used that example of the cow and the market.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you. Yes, when the milk is available in the marketplace, what is the use of keeping a cow? Everyone laughs. It is a very abominable condition in the Western countries. I have seen it here also in India. Gradually, it is coming. Therefore, we have started this Krishna consciousness movement to educate people in the essential principle of spiritual life. It is not a sectarian religious movement. It is a cultural movement for everyone's benefit.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. So we'll
Hare
also
Krishna.
start, probably we'll start the third chapter. Both of you can continue. So here, Prabhupada is saying, that, why to have something at home when you can just go everywhere, right? Why to cook at home when you can just go and have it outside, right? How many days can you go and have a samosa or a pav bhaji outside, right? You may have it for 1 day, 1 week. After that, it is not possible to have outside, right? And unless we have a proper home cooked meal, we will not have the energy. We might even fall sick, etc. So similarly, Prabhupada is saying here, this tendency or this attitude of sense gratification, right? As long as even one of the devotees who was maintaining a Goshala also was saying, right? As long as the cow gives milk, people want to keep the cows. Otherwise, they're sending the cows to the slaughterhouse. That is why when somebody asks, even the schools also, we should teach that what does cow give? The cow does not give milk, right? Because that is what all the children say. Cow gives milk, but you should say it is a wrong answer, because the cow gives milk only until some point in time. After that, when the cow does not give milk, what happens? Then the cow is sent to the slaughterhouse. But we should understand that the cow gives the cow urine and the cow dung, the gobar. That has got so much of value in our life, right? From the cow dung, what is that? Instead of the toothpaste, we use that. What is that? It's skipping my mind. So we use that to brush our teeth, right? That's what they used to do in the early stages. Otherwise, all of our pastes and the tooth powders, etc., they all have chemicals. And agarbattis also, I heard, right? Agarbatti is also made of chemicals. So we should not be even offering agarbatti to the deities, right? Even you have started using the dhupa that is made out of cow dung, right? That is made out of the gobar. That is what we even offer to the deities, right? Because incense, it has got such a nice fragrance. What do we do when we buy incense also? Immediately we smell it, right? We immediately smell it because it is so much of chemicals it is there. That is why it is giving that fragrance. But the purity, right? Purity is there in cow dung, in cow urine. It is said that when cow urine is used to clean the house, then none of the pests and other things come in the house. It is a purifying agent, right? So, so this devotee was mentioning that in schools also the children should be taught that cow gives cow milk and cow dung or the gobar, that is why the cow is valuable. Cow is our mother, right? The cow is our mother. It gives milk until the calf gets big, just like a mother also. Mother feeds breast milk to the child, and after that she does not produce milk. That does not mean the children don't care for the mother, isn't it? Similarly, we have to, cow is definitely one of our mothers, right? Cow is nourishing us with milk, ghee, curd, and cow urine and gobar and all of that. So as long as we have the sense gratification mentality, we always see what is in it for me. If there is some benefit for me, then I keep that particular object in the house, or I keep that particular person also in the house. Otherwise, I don't want such people in my house, isn't it? So as long as we have the sense gratificatory mentality, we will always be frustrated. But when we understand and move from Bhoga Vritti to Seva Vritti, that is the motive of our study of Srila Prabhupada's books. Because Prabhupada is actually talking about this Krishna consciousness, which is working for the satisfaction of the Lord. That means moving from Bhoga Vritti to Seva Vritti. And when we make this transition from Bhoga Vritti to Seva Vritti, then automatically all these compromises and adjustments that we have to do in life, that will automatically happen. We don't have to separately endeavor. But as long as we have sense gratification in our mind all the time, then every small thing become a conflict, because everyone wants to satisfy their desires, right? So that is why Krishna consciousness is the way of life that can actually help us even lead a peaceful life, right? Krishna also tells in Bhagavad Gita 5.29, Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram Suhradam Sarva Bhutanam Nyatva Mam Shantim Richati. That is a peace formula. When we understand that Lord Krishna is the supreme controller, the supreme enjoyer, and the supreme owner of everything, and my duty is to utilize whatever the Lord has given to me in the service of the Lord, then this whole world will be a peaceful place. Not just a family, not just a society, not just a country, but the entire world would be a peaceful place to live in. And in this world itself, it can become, the consciousness can be that of Goloka Vrindavan. This consciousness can be that of a Vaikuntha. So with this, let's end. I think time is 6:50. So Shobhamai Mataji and Leela Nandini Mataji, we will start with you tomorrow. Please join us at 6 p.m. tomorrow. And then we'll start with the next chapter, which is chapter number 3. It is entitled The Real Goal of Life. We quickly do Harinam Sankirtan and we'll end in 5 minutes. Let's see who all are there in our session today. Vijay Lakshmi Priya Mataji is there. Joined us after a long time. Sridhar Prabhu, Rituparna Mataji, Jyotsna Mataji, Sarvagopeshwari Mataji, Leela Nandini Mataji, Chitra Brajasevani Mataji has joined us after a long time. Nisha Mataji, Sneha Prabha Mataji, Shobhamai Vishaka Mataji, Jyotsna Mataji, Leela Nandini Mataji. Oh wow, everybody is giving darshan today. Very nice. Vrishabhanu Kanya Mataji, Harini Mataji, and Navkeshwari Mataji, and all the devotees. Mulayam Prabhu has also joined us for the first time, I guess. Jyotsna Mataji. Thank you very much. Sridhar Prabhu, thank you very much for joining in. Pancha Kalpatarubhyascha, Kripa Sindhubhyevacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha, Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Srila Gurudev ki Jai. Nitai Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Thank you very much for joining in. We'll meet you all again at 6 p.m. tomorrow. After Harinam Sankirtan, we'll open up if there are any questions. You can see Navkeshwari Mataji's hand up. So if there anybody has any queries or want to share anything, then we'll open it up after Kirtan. Yeah, we'll have just 2-3 minutes Kirtan. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschathyadi Shatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Bala Gopal Jaya, Bala Gopal Jaya, Bala Gopal Jaya, Bala Gopal Jaya, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Gurudev, Gurudev, Nitai, Gaura Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, all glories assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. So thank you all for joining in. Nav Kishori Mataji, you're there. You had a question. I saw your hand raised.
No, no, Mataji, I'm just doing Jai.
Oh, Hare Krishna.
I-
All
Mataji, like.
Okay, so if there are no questions or anybody wants to share anything, okay, fine. So thank you very much for joining in. We'll meet tomorrow evening, 6 p.m. and we'll continue with chapter number 3 of those wonderful book, Perfect Questions, Perfect Answers. The study of Srila Prabhupada's books have the potential to transform our lives from Bhoga Vriti to Seva Vriti. So let us continue to read Srila Prabhupada's books and in this way transform our lives so that we may ultimately go back home back to Godhead in this lifetime. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Itai Gaur Prem